Like, how do people pick retention platforms? Any mistakes that they make?
So one big mistake which I see is it's like, one of my friend, he keeps buying new pens and he has a bad handwriting and he says कि यार सौरभ ये वाले पेन से ना handwriting better हो जाएगी, and handwriting better नहीं होती, you keep spending more money, okay, and that's what happens. So what I see is people think that their retention marketing is poor because they have a bad tool. But if you are in the top 3-4 tools, it's more of an implementation problem, what I see, rather than a tool problem.
Correct.
The second issue which I generally see is it's like a car. Okay, in car you have a dashboard, but only two KPIs we see. We see speed and we see mileage. How much is the fuel remaining? Tachometer होता है, इतने सारे graphs होते हैं, battery वगैरह होता है. Nobody takes care about it.
Correct.
So retention marketing is a very feature-rich thing, and product engineering team spend a lot of time, and we hardly utilize it. And if you start utilizing these cool features, you can pull up your ROI. So to me, I take कि handwriting तो खुद ही improve करनी पड़ेगी to max out your retention marketing ROI, platform ROI.
Correct.
But how do you see people should choose a retention marketing platform, Anand? Like, how should you go about deciding? If say a new brand, or not a new brand, let me say, small brands will not be able to afford it, they can go with a small tool. But how should they approach deciding a retention marketing platform?
So I think since we spoke about early stage, like whether, I think there are many affordable products out there, even for the early stage. But getting into this habit of data-driven decisions, looking at your data, while driving a car, the rest of the stuff doesn't really matter, because you'll get this feedback when you're driving, actually. Running a retention or a growth marketing function will actually require you to look at all this information, yes. Right? Of the new users that we acquired, how much time are they spending on my product, before they bounce away. Of the people that are returning users, what other products are they looking at, what is the coverage of my catalog, what are the various things, so you can go deep into this rabbit hole, right? The cohort behavior that we spoke about, so you can measure this over a period of 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and so on and so forth, right? The campaign conversion, the money that we offered, and the coupons and all those kind of things, right? So we can go deep into this, right? Whether you are a small company or a large company, right, you have to make the right choice. You have to figure out what is the right product that works for me, right? So that's number one. And the right, in my definition, is where a platform has an extremely strong data foundation, right? We spoke about this, right? Most of the customers, out there, rather most of the brands out there are not able to achieve this perfect nirvana of personalization because of a very weak data layer, right? I mean, even if the data layer is good, sometimes they don't send all the customer information, all the visitor information into the same database. They might hold on to some in their own CRMs or their own data lakes and all that, right? So having all customer information in one place is a must have, it's a non-negotiable, right? So that's that. Then comes the second step of activating this customer information, yes. Right? How do you activate it? So ability to slice and dice this information, not where you run something and you come back 3 hours later saying that, hey, I've got this segment, making it run at the speed of light, making it interactive real time. We've seen what happens when say a Google search, a few years ago, now ChatGPT, when you give, it gives you instant answers. It does not say, well, I have, trillions of data points to explore, so give me half an hour, right? It instantly gives you an answer. And when something comes back to you instantly, you want to explore it more because you may want to try new things in there, right? So the ability to do a click and drill is very important, right?
Yeah.
So extremely strong analytic tools, whether it's a funnel, cohorts, ability to visualize your power users, figuring out cohorts for different definitions of cohorts, comparing different groups of people, so for example, food delivery app might have different behaviors, not only by the city level, but also by different pin codes, right? People in different neighborhoods may have a different, preferences for the kind of food that they eat, right?
Yeah.
So ability to deep dive on analytics. Then comes the messaging bit, ability to do experimentation, right? In all sorts of messaging that you send, like, whether it's a message A/B testing, multivariate testing, ability to fully use all the channels that are available to you, starting with the most cost efficient, which is push notifications. I'm sure we receive.
So Anand, so there are these so many messaging channels getting evolved for the CRM platforms. Can you just throw a light? Where do you see this going, and how is it shaping up?
Yeah, there's a problem of plenty right now, right? But I'll tell you, like, the world originally started with SMS and email, right? And those were like reliable channels because that was a way where you could, I'm talking about the like late 80s and early 90s, like, where it was a reliable way to get the message across. The world, people were used to receiving catalogs by email and then flipping through every last thing.
Direct mail.
Direct mail, yes. Like Sears and Roebuck's, like in the US, and there are several others, like, Land's End, we used to send like a catalog and you would thumb through the whole thing, like, every single product.
A lot of direct mail campaigns.
Exactly, right? And then, like the world, I think, then we became time deficient, like, we wanted to like look at not the entirety of the catalog, but things that were relevant to us, right? And alongside, like, the world went from direct mailers, like physical mailers, to electronic mails, which is email, to like channels like notifications, for example, as the mobile phones came about, smartphones, messages like, notifications that can carry a lot more concise information, right? You could add an image of the product and add a link to directly buy it, like, check out. So there were all these channels, right? But today, like, if you look at the landscape of channels, you have, channel that's WhatsApp, like, is very popular. It's very expensive right now, but WhatsApp is like a great channel, right? Obviously, most of the Indians, South Americans, Southeast Asians, like, we kind of wake up and we look at WhatsApp. So it has become a preferred channel. Push notifications are free. Email is a great channel. I would still, every decade for the last 3 decades, I've been thinking this is the last decade of email, and somehow email has survived the nuclear blast. Like, it continues to live and evolve.
Yeah.
The most recent being AMP templates, like, we can actually see live things.
And email has the best ROI because the cost is so low and it is asynchronous, because WhatsApp is in your face.
I love the asynchronous part, like, so I'm a huge fan of asynchronous channels where you let the other person consume it in their own time and space. Like, you don't push something, it's not urgent, it's not right now.
And it can be personalized and it is like full web page.
Exactly, right? And with AMP you can actually do a lot more within the email itself. Like, you can respond to a survey, you can check out a catalog. In fact, I have seen POCs where you can build the whole shopping experience within email. I would not recommend you do that, but it's possible if you wanted to go down that path, right? The newest channel that we have seen is RCS, which is kind of the heir apparent to SMS, which is a rich protocol coming from Google, and then now adopted widely across the world.
RCS is interesting, RCS skipped the user adoption and directly went to brand adoption.
Exactly.
Like if
Correct.
you see WhatsApp came through the brand, through the user adoption, and then it's going into brand and marketing adoption.
I mean, I used to work in the US, right? So in that era, like, there was a channel called MMS,
Yes.
right?
India had got
multimedia messages. Yes. Scandal aside, but it was meant to show audio video, like, SMS could not carry that payload. I think RCS is almost like that, like, as MMS, people were not kind of using it for themselves, like, most of the brands were using MMS
it
to
got
sell.
the branding wrong with all the scandals which happened. Otherwise, it's the same thing in new bottle.
Correct. So all these channels that I described. Now, of course, you can extend this further to retargeting channels. There are channels like Line. There is TikTok. Maybe not TikTok may not be applicable to India, but like, the other markets that kind of leverage TikTok heavily. There are retargeting campaigns you can run on Google and Meta properties, right? But I think the most exciting channel for me is not these offline channels. It happens what you can leverage on the app itself or on your website.
On-site
right?
channels.
On-site channels, right? So now we're talking about ability to add a widget to your existing screen, right? Let's say product recommendations, it gets added as a widget, like, So now it does not feel that this is a separate communication from the brand. It is part of the page,
Got it.
right? Or the ability to change messaging based on who the person is.
So it's like an on-site personalization.
It is on-site personalization. That is the term for that, like,
Okay.
But that is an extremely powerful. Of course, you can do interstitials, you can do pop-ups, you can do exit intent, you can do web push notifications. But making that work seamlessly, like, as a part of the experience, is what I would hang. That's something that I actually endorse.
So it's great, understanding how the channels are evolving.